Back in September, I was in Walmart and saw that there were some Pioneer Woman cookwares for sale. I know that my wife had been talking about it, so I actually bought her this skillet. And just today, I went ahead and bought her the rest of the stuff. And we just wanted to share our comments. We think her cookware is really cute stuff, but the quality control on all of it is horrible. So in September, bought this, which is a 12-inch enamel nonstick skillet. I think it was $25 before tax. The issue with it is the bottom is not flat. If you can see how it wobbles like that, that's actually because the bottom is not flat. I want to see if I can get a shot. It may be hard to see on the cooktop when this heats up, especially. It's very easy to slide. So this is a solid hardwood desktop, and you see it just slides like, you know, it's on butter. If we do here, you can see we'll push down on this end and you see how it pops up. So this was the first piece I got. This was in September, I think the day after they came out. We've cooked on this a few times and it's just a complete pain in the butt because once it heats up, that wobble is even more pronounced, and if you just, you know, just the simple act of stirring is enough to get it to spin on the countertop, so you always have to use two hands. So that was really disappointing. I don't mind that the stuff was made in China. I mean, everything's made in China, right? So I didn't really have any complaints about that. I mean, I know that's what companies have to do to make whatever kind of profit margins they want to make. So I'm not opposed to stuff in China. What I am opposed to is just the complete lack of quality overall. So today, I figured I'd give this other stuff a shot. You know, I wanted to see if it was just this one pan that was a fluke or if all of it was. So anyways, I brought it all home. And my wife is taking it apart, and I felt just horrible because there's issues with almost everything. We've got measuring cups, and when they nest, they're really cute designs. And that's what my wife said. She said everything is just really cute, but it's all horrible quality. When we look at the one cup, if you can see those three little dots, those are actually something that got caught underneath the enamel process. So it's not like you can scrape those out or wash those away. Our quarter cup, our marking is a little bit, let's see if we can get a focus. Our marking's a little bit distressed. And again, we've got these, it almost feels like little granules of sandpaper in there. Just something from when the, I guess the enameling process went wrong. My wife held this one up. She said, how am I supposed to measure with this? We've got a crooked 1/3 cup measure mark. And I think that one's actually one of the only ones that's smooth. And then, well, that's going to be an issue. And then our half cup has a couple more specks. Try and get, there we go. So you can see a couple more specks. And there's a chip. I didn't drop this one. We got a chip in the 1 cup one. And again, this stuff, the skillet we've used a couple times. All this stuff I just got back from Walmart and bought. It's all brand new. This turner, it didn't have any real issues that we saw. There was something that looked like rust down here, but it wiped off. So the turner may not actually be that bad. I think we're still going to return it just because of the issues we've been having with everything. This is a grater that we got, and the issue we had with that is, I don't think it's going to focus so you can see it, and I apologize, but where these two pieces come together, there was actually, you can see this little line right above my fingernail, that's excess glue. There were strands of excess glue around this thing. I've pulled them off, and it doesn't look like anything else is wrong with it, so that may be okay to use once you remove the excess glue. But I feel like on some of these things I'm nitpicking, but I think since every single one of these has a quality issue, it's really got us riled up. So next we've got a nice, beautiful little colander, 11-inch colander. The issue with that, same thing as the skillet, it does not have a flat bottom. So maybe the colander is not going to be as big an issue. So here we can see I'm just tapping on one side of it. The tabletop is flat, so that's not the issue. It's just wobbling back and forth. That may be you know, able to be dealt with just because of the fact that usually that'd be in a sink, and you know, I doubt it's very deep, so I doubt you'd have something high enough where wobbling would spill over or anything. But again, you know, you're spending your hard-earned money on this stuff. You at least want it to be decent quality. You don't want everything shimmying and shaking every which way. So then, put this over here. We've got this really beautiful crock pot, stock pot, and we didn't even open that one up. This one, I don't know if we're nitpicking or not, but here on the handle, there we go. It's a little spot where the enamel didn't take. If some moisture got in there, I'm assuming it'd be very hard to get out. It might get locked in this handle. So that's on that side, and then, is it on this side? And then we've got a similar issue on the handle of the opposite side. And so that one was the 12-quart crock pot. Then the last thing that we got was this paper towel holder. Very cute, nice little style. But what secures it, just got 3 little cork feet, right? But again, it's wobbly. And this isn't because I'm pushing it over, it's just because one of these cork feet do not have, or they're not the same length. So let me find where it's, here we go. So if I'm pushing down on this, and let me take the paper towel off, it might be easy. Yeah, right there. So these 3 feet are not the same height that they need to be. We've got wobbles all over here. So that's our experience with the Ree Drummond cook line. You know, maybe some of the other stuff is decent, but this is about $200 worth of her stuff, and there was an issue with literally every single piece, and a lot of it's functional stuff that's going to be significant issues. So, you know, this wobbling thing, some folks, for wobbling, that may just be, you know, oh, I'll get over it. But I mean, paper towels, every single time you're ripping one off, you're going to have that wobble. This guy, every time you cook with him, every time you wash him, you might get some water in there that's going to cause issues down the road. These measuring things, I mean, you're not even going to be able to use them, right? And they've got these rough particulates at the bottom that I'm going to be worried about. You know, are they going to come out when I'm pouring some liquid or powder in every single time? We've got a chip here. The skillet, I can tell you, it is horrible to cook in just because of what I said. You know, when it heats up, that wobble gets even worse, and it's even more easy to spin on the cooktop with less pressure. So that's just horrible, and it's got that wobble there. This may not be a huge issue, but again, I think it just comes down to, you know, you're spending your hard-earned money on stuff and you want it to be the best you can. And I realize that, you know, when things are made in China, they may take a production hit or a quality hit, but there's a lot of stuff that I've gotten from China that I've just been you know, over the moon with. It's been great quality. So this is definitely I think just an example of bad quality all around. And these things, they were probably they had the least amount of issues with them, but even they had something that, you know, you'd have to get over or deal with or fix yourself. And I just don't feel like you should have to do any of that. So again, don't care that it was made in China. Don't care that it was built down to a price point. What we do care about is that we spent almost $200 on cookware or dishware, and literally every single piece had some issue. So hopefully this will help you out. You know, maybe you're going to try a different piece that might have no issues. Maybe we just got bad batches of every single one of our things. But we just wanted to share our experience and let you know what our experience was with the Ree Drummond cookware set at Walmart.